Hello, my name is Mackenzie Marty. Today I'll be walking you through my working journal created in Microsoft Word. Here is my table of contents created with just a simple task. All you do is go to References and Table of Contents. It is created by going to your main headings right here and clicking on Headings 1 to create Headings 1, or you can create a Headings 2, making it even a smaller font, shown with my artifacts at the end of my working journal. Moving forward to Home Ribbon. On the Home Ribbon, I was shown in Tutorial 1 how to use the Paragraph Maker, and this helped indicate if the spacebar was used too often throughout the document. Also used for font sizing, colors, and styles to make the document look like there was enough time and effort put into the given material. Also in tutorial 2 and 3, it taught how to use the Find button in order to find a word that you are looking for, and that is just selecting this and typing in the word to find it. In tutorial 3 and 4, it shows how to use the paragraph formatting. This section allows you to add numbering to areas that you would like to number. And that is this. In tutorial 2, 3, and 4, it walked through how to use styles. And this helped format in different headings to make the document layout organized and easy to read throughout the different types of font headings. And there's more that you can select throughout here. Moving on to the Insert ribbon. In tutorial 2, it showed how to use the page number for each page. You go to Insert, and you go to Page Number. It can label each page with a number. In tutorial 4, it showed how to use the text box. You just click on text box and it inserts it, and you can resize if you need to. In tutorial 4, it showed how to use pictures to insert a picture and a picture that was in our file to put into the document. You can also grab online pictures with this tab, and you can select any picture you would like. In tutorial 4, it walked through how to use word art with this button. This can create a heading that can be outstanding. On the design ribbon, in tutorial 3, it showed how to use the themes. These different themes can have a color and still look professional. After inserting a table, you can change the theme of it by going up to the Design tab and making the table look completely different with just changing the theme. In tutorial 4, it taught how to add a page border just with this button, and it was not too crazy to where it no longer looked professional. In page layout, in each tutorial, I made sure to check to make sure that the document was in the correct origins. And by doing this, you go here and you can click Portrait or Landscape, depending on the information that the document was giving, and you could determine the layout of it. In tutorial 3 and 4, it showed how to use the page break. This would break different sections in the page, and it would just be inserted. Also in tutorial 4, it taught how to use a continuous page break. If you click on breaks and go down to continuous, this will go on each page of your document. In tutorial 3 and 4, it showed how to use the margins. to align work on the pages or indent certain paragraphs throughout the document. I will show this later on. In tutorial 4, it showed how to use the columns. I will also show this later on. Moving on to references. In tutorial 2, it showed how to use the bibliography feature, and this is just helping cite your sources throughout your piece. In tutorial 2 and 3, it showed how to use the footnote. On each page, you could insert a footnote so it could look organized and put together. On the mailings ribbon, it showed in tutorial 2 how to create an envelope so you are able to send out after being printed. In project D, the use of mail merge was used. In your attached Excel document, the review ribbon, it showed how to use the comments on the document. There could be comments that were put onto the document like this, and you can just comment on a certain word. And you can also delete it if you'd like. We'll go back down. Throughout the tutorials, I use spelling and grammar check. And spelling and grammar check is just the click of that, and it will correct anything that they think is misspelled, and you can either change it or just leave it the same. On the developer button, this was an added feature. If you go into File, Options, the Customize ribbon, and Developer. It's usually unclicked like this. You want to click it and press OK. And if you go back into your document, you can see it up on top. This adds in different features, such as you can enter a date, and all of these are located in here. You can add a text box. You can also add a checkbox with a yes or a no, or you can insert from a list, and you can type in a certain list and items in that list. So I'm going to go to my artifacts in my first project, A. It's my hiring documents. We did an application for the employment for employers that were going to be wanting the job, and we made it simple and easy by going up to developer and putting in the date so they can just select it, just a check box, so then they can check whatever off they need to, and then just simple information typed in. And it was an easy layout to make it organized and neat with the signed signature at the end of that. Also was a cover letter. The cover letter was aligned with the side by just using the margins to make it narrow or just keep it normal. And also to insert, if need be, with room for a signature at the end. For job title, this was easy as inserting a table by clicking table, and you can insert however many you need and filling out the information to make it neat and organized. Making sure that you have the position, description, and the title of the company. And my resume was taken from what I created to send to college. And this was an easy task because all I had to do was scan it. And I made sure to align all of my information, neat and organized, put everything that I've done throughout the years for my accomplishments. With the different jobs that were needed for being employed, you just had to insert a table, put where your business is located, and information on what is needed to fulfill that job requirement. Going to project B for contact information, I did business cards. These cards were supposed to be simple and put together with enough information for somebody to be able to read and contact. There was also being hired, and mine was to Jessica, that she got hired to the company for Big Toy Store as a sales clerk. So I congratulated her on making that. And creating a letterhead to go onto that letter to Jessica. Moving on to project C, we did a staff schedule. This schedule had to be laid out in order for everyone to work enough hours, and when they couldn't work, we wouldn't put anything down for that. And open hours sign. So I had to make sure that my employees were working on hours that were hours that the store was open. For store layout, I inserted different shapes by using these, and after you select a shape, you can double click on it and you can fill it a different color if need be, outline it a different color, and you can also rotate if you need to. And I labeled what my store had in it. I created bikes over here and a checkout line over here. In project D, we created a brochure using the columns, and we used 3 to make it organized. And I had to make sure to fill up enough space. Also, we did a greeting line. So we entered in names from an Excel sheet. As you see, the name changes. And it also changes up here. In my final piece, my tribute letter, I did it for Father's Day. And this I used things that I have learned throughout all my tutorials. How to insert a picture, go to insert, pictures, and I just had the pictures in my file. Also, I inserted a text box with word art and highlighting that with a red color. And I did a columns select. So I had 3 columns here on the bottom with a continuous page break to break up the 2 columns I had on top with the 3 I had on bottom. So that is my final work for Microsoft Word. Thank you for watching.